Hello everyone, welcome back to the Secret Straight channel. Today we're diving into a powerful and emotional story titled Millionaire's Father Lived in Pain, Until He Saw What His Wife Was Doing Behind His Back. This story is not just about a wealthy household but about the contrast between appearance and reality, showing how even in luxury, pain and neglect can thrive. From the outside, the family appears successful and well-structured. The house is grand, with marble floors, tall ceilings, and elegant furnishings that showcase wealth and stability. Everything seems polished, from the immaculate gardens to the carefully curated interior design. A casual observer would see prosperity, a thriving businessman, a poised wife, and a caring family environment. But beneath this exterior, cracks begin to show. The elderly father, though living in a luxurious home, is weak, worn out, and visibly tired. His posture is bent, his expression subdued, and the subtle signs of neglect are evident. The contrast between the polished exterior and the reality of his suffering sets the stage for the emotional journey ahead, showing that appearances can be deceiving and that true comfort is measured not by wealth but by how people are treated within the home. Inside the house, the reality is harsher and more revealing. Despite the elegant decor and well-maintained spaces, the atmosphere is cold and emotionally draining. The elderly father lives under a weight of quiet oppression. While the rooms are beautiful and filled with luxury, they offer no warmth or comfort in the emotional sense. The wife treats him without respect, assigning menial chores, giving him leftovers, and maintaining an atmosphere where he feels like a burden rather than a family member. The shortcoming of the interior is its inability to provide emotional safety, proving that even the most lavish surroundings cannot compensate for love and respect. The performance of each character reveals the depth of the story. The father's endurance is remarkable. He carries out his duties without complaint, maintaining dignity even under humiliation. His silent strength represents patience and selflessness, as he sacrifices his comfort for the sake of the family and avoids conflict with his son. The wife's performance, in stark contrast, displays manipulation and cruelty. She presents herself as caring when the husband is around, but her true behavior emerges in private, yelling, enforcing chores, denying proper meals, and asserting control over the father. This duplicity drives the tension of the story and highlights the stark difference between appearance and reality. The millionaire's son initially exhibits trust and a sense of blindness. He assumes all is well, confident in his wife's facade of support. His perception changes only when he witnesses the truth firsthand, creating a dramatic turning point where awareness replaces ignorance. This shift transforms the narrative, highlighting the impact of perception and the awakening that comes from facing reality directly. The story also emphasizes the absence and eventual activation of safety features within the household. From an emotional standpoint, the elderly father has no protective mechanisms. The family structure fails to safeguard his dignity or well-being. The husband, relying on appearances, does not implement boundaries or oversight. Communication, emotional monitoring, and protective support are all missing, leaving the father vulnerable. The wife, who should have been a source of support, instead becomes the primary threat. The story demonstrates how safety, when neglected, allows harm to continue unnoticed. The moment the son steps into the situation, observing his father cleaning while holding a baby and being yelled at by his wife, functions as an emotional safety trigger. His shock and immediate intervention act as a turning point, providing protection that had been absent and restoring a measure of balance and security to the father. The unique selling points of this story make it both memorable and emotionally impactful. First is the stark contrast between wealth and suffering. While one would expect comfort and dignity in a millionaire household, the weakest member is instead treated poorly, creating a visceral emotional reaction. Second is the father's silent endurance. His unwavering patience and ability to bear hardship without complaint resonates deeply with viewers, eliciting empathy and admiration. Third is the exposure moment, the son witnessing the father in a state of vulnerability while the wife's duplicity is revealed. This scene crystallizes the story's emotional core, symbolizing betrayal, awakening, and the confrontation of hidden truths. Fourth is the transformation. The moment the husband recognizes the reality of the household, he actively changes the dynamic, defending his father and holding his wife accountable. Fifth is the moral resonance. The story underscores that appearances are meaningless without respect, love, and genuine care, teaching viewers a lesson about human value and the essence of familial responsibility. The price in this story is not monetary but deeply emotional and relational. The father pays a toll through physical exhaustion, loneliness, and humiliation. He sacrifices comfort, dignity, and emotional well-being for the sake of others. The husband, upon realizing his misjudgment, pays a price in guilt, self-reflection, and the urgent need to correct a situation he had overlooked. The wife's cost is also significant. She loses respect, trust, and the stability she had enjoyed, ultimately facing the consequences of her cruelty and deception. This narrative demonstrates that emotional neglect and cruelty carry tangible consequences and that the cost of inaction or misplaced trust can ripple through a family, altering relationships irreversibly. In conclusion, the story of the millionaire's father is a compelling reminder that truth will surface, no matter how carefully it is hidden. Wealth can purchase comfort, possessions, and appearances, but it cannot replace genuine love, respect, or compassion. The father's suffering reveals the emptiness behind material luxury, while the son's awakening ensures justice and protection for the vulnerable. It illustrates that a beautiful home is meaningless if the people within it fail to show empathy and care. Ultimately, the son's actions restore balance, eliminate toxicity, and reinforce the importance of family loyalty, respect, and moral responsibility. The story leaves viewers with a clear and profound message: while wealth can decorate life, kindness and compassion define its true value, and respect for loved ones is the foundation of a meaningful existence.